Hey guys, so today we'll be going over Dragon's Dogma, whatever Nintendo's doing, and a lot of ramblings from ChickenPika. Let's get into it. Oh, hello everybody and welcome to CGen. My name is Nathan and this is...
Sam.
Yes, he's not Kevin at all, actually. Kevin is, last I heard he was following his dream. He sent me a letter, I believe a postcard it was, and it said that he's with a rainbow-colored Ukrainian bear. I don't know much about it. All I know is that was his request.
Might have been captured by the North Koreans.
You never know. Those North Koreans, they're doing some crazy stuff.
We might want to edit that part out.
That's hilarious, and that's quite all right.
Okay.
Anyway, this is our podcast. This is our Namecast series. So we talk about game things and stuff like that, and Sam was so nice and decided to be a guest on the show, so thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. I'm very happy to be here.
Awesome. Oh, wow. You're like, man, you're really professional right now. I'm very happy to be here. Yes, thank you very much. Yes. So anyway, we want to get into it. Do you want to go first, or typically the guest comes first because that's just good sex etiquette? You know?
Of course, yeah, oh, definitely. What would you like me to talk about?
Just anything video game related or kind of nerdy related, whatever you have as a topic.
The first thing I want to talk about actually is I want to talk about a game called Dragon's Dogma that nobody's played, and actually I'm going to compare it to Dark Souls because apparently you guys have talked about that quite a lot.
Yes.
The thing about Dragon's Dogma that makes it so interesting is that it is similar to Dark Souls in ways that are... do you mind if we do multiple, because if you do you edit this, because I might end up rambling.
It's okay. It's okay. It's quite all right.
All right. So the thing about it is that it is a difficult game. It is similar to Dark Souls. If anything, I would say that the gameplay is similar to The Witcher 3. It's basically what it is it's one of those games that tells you, don't go out at night without a lantern, and you think, yeah, okay, you're great. You think your game's hard. It probably isn't. It is. The other thing about it is, unfortunately, I can't spoil the most interesting part of it because... that is a spoiler. It has a massive end game, and the story isn't particularly interesting. The gameplay is. The boss battles are actually, I would say, better than Dark Souls.
Yeah, you were saying
which is interesting in that each one of them feels like an ordeal, even when you've leveled up. But the problem is the difference between Dark Souls and Dragon's Dogma is the difference between hopelessness and helplessness. The feeling of hopelessness you get in Dark Souls comes from the difficulty of the enemies, but is mostly implanted in the player's mind by the setting. So you feel, why don't you feel like, why don't I just give up? Why don't I just stay at this bonfire for the rest of eternity?
Yeah, like a crestfallen soldier.
Exactly, right? Exactly. And the gameplay reinforces that because it is so difficult to progress. The problem with Dragon's Dogma, and this is the main one, that sometimes it feels like it isn't fair. Because you end up with these enemies, particularly the Hellhounds, which can attack you from a distance with something that just knocks you down. Then they grab you, drag them away from your pawns, which are your followers that are supposed to help you, and they can't really help you. And it sometimes feels unfair. But the boss battles are great. The world is excellent, and I've never encountered another person that's played it, which is why I wanted to talk about that.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I was telling you just last night actually that I see it in the Steam store and I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to play this? I don't know.
It's really good, but it has some glaring flaws. And I think the reason I actually wanted to play it for the first part is I looked at it. I think I saw it on a list of articles. There were no advertisements for it that I know of. I've never seen any. I've seen one person playing it on Steam, and this person's playing it quite a lot. But I've never actually met in person anybody who's played it.
Right? Yeah.
I've met everybody who's heard about it and wondered if it's a good game, and it is. It's just so unknown that I'm surprised. Apparently, they're announcing a sequel. I don't know how.
Because it sounds like no one plays it.
Well, it wasn't, and it has an excellent kind of sequel, kind of DLC. If it were in board game terms, it'd be like an expandalone, which means basically what it is you buy Dark Arisen, which is basically it has the main game, and if you have Dragon's Dogma already, you can transfer stuff over and get a bunch of free shit. Okay. But the thing about this game is that the world and the dungeons are so interesting. The dungeons, there are two of them. One of them is the end game dungeon in the main game, and the other one is this something isle, which is where Dark Arisen takes place.
So it's a dungeon crawler, or
it mostly takes place in the game's overworld, but it does have one of the best dungeons in the world, and I can just say what it is. It's called the Everfall, and it's the end game dungeon, and it's really, really good. There are several layers of it, and it's just full of really, really dangerous enemies, and it's basically I can just say that once the game more or less ends, the entire world kind of opens up and becomes a lot more dangerous.
Oh, okay.
Every enemy has their own separate version of themselves that's much worse.
Okay.
Some of them are really annoying. Some of them actually feel unfair, and that's the problem. One of the problems. You shouldn't feel like you're fighting against a game unless you're playing Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem.
Right.
The whole point is the game is insane and evil and whatnot. I think.
Okay.
I've never played it.
Yeah, I've never played it. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's apparently quite scary, so that's why I've never played it.
Yeah, I don't like scary games at all.
Yeah, me neither. But yeah, it's an excellent game with a few glaring flaws. Another thing is the pawns never shut the fuck up, so they're similar.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. Yeah, very annoying.
But it is an interesting game, and it's also like Dark Souls in that it has kind of an interesting kind of unique passive online experience where the pawns go into other players' games.
So I'm curious what you mean. So like the end game sounds like a New Game Plus scenario.
It's almost like there is a New Game Plus, and in the New Game Plus things get much easier to travel because it's a giant overworld, and you do have to travel back and forth by foot until you find these like crystals that you can fast travel to.
Yeah.
But the end game is once you beat the main boss, some bad shit happens. You think you've won, you haven't.
Like the castle flipping in Symphony of the Night.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, perfect.
So, and it ends up being much scarier.
Right.
The entire world is basically screwed by what you've done. And the world is populated with these horrible creatures that are much more difficult to kill. So every place you're used to going through and used to having an easy time with, you don't have an easy time with anymore.
Right.
And that's what makes the game so interesting. And this dungeon that's opened up is one of the coolest I've ever seen. Because basically what happens is you jump into it, and I am spoiling quite a bit, I'm afraid, about the dungeon itself, but you jump into it. Yeah, spoilers. Too late. You jump into this dungeon, and then you can choose where you go. And the funny thing is when you actually just navigate yourself towards an area to land on, you just basically fall flat on your face and get up.
Okay.
But you end up going into this dungeon, and it's the best place to farm for treasure. But it's full of really nasty bosses that cycle, so you don't know which one you're getting into.
Wow.
You have no idea where it is. And the
like
boss fights are the most organic I've ever seen in this in a game. And I'll explain what I mean by that. When I say organic, I mean, you know how when you fight a boss, it gives you ample opportunities to kill it most of the time. Yeah. Like the Master Hand isn't just like destroying you; it's basically just like hovering there most of the time.
Yeah, it's giving you a chance.
Yeah, and bosses in Kirby like drop the things you can use to copy abilities.
Yeah.
But these bosses actually seem like they want to kill you. Like the ogre, for example, which is a large but very fast enemy that will actually run at you, do this like jumping double-footed kick at you. It'll send you flying. And the best part is it kind of gives you a little just a basic lag before it happens, so you get the feeling of how far you've been launched.
Oh wow!
And it'll really actually try to kill you, and they don't have a pattern that's easy to discern.
So because they have so many attacks?
Exactly. That's it, yeah. And
like
they shuffle behind. Yeah, exactly. And the bosses in Dark Souls are good, and they are more thematically interesting because they have kind of a build-up. And that's one of the things, the problems about Dragon's Dogma is that there is really no build-up in terms of plot. Because sometimes you go to a different place and you wander into what you didn't know ahead of time is actually a major story thing. And the story isn't very interesting. The story basically is, to give you the short version, is that this dragon, Grigori, which is actually the biggest dragon I've ever seen in fiction. It's easily 30% larger than Smaug from the new Hobbit movies. And it basically, it attacks your village, you try to fend it off with a rusty sword for some reason, as opposed to running like every sensible person. And it then plucks out your heart and eats it. What that does, instead of killing you for some reason, it makes you into what's called an Arisen, who basically your fate is to seek out this dragon, Grigori, and kill it, and get your heart back.
Thus explains the name.
Yeah, exactly, right? And that's what it is. And you kind of happen upon these events, not because you wandered into the wrong area, but you were supposed to be there, but it didn't give you a sense that the plot was actually progressing. So sometimes I go somewhere to do something. Oh, look, a main quest cutscene, and you don't find yourself caring that you missed them because it's not that interesting. You're supposed to stop this cult who's trying to awaken Grigori, and the dragon doesn't really give a fuck. He doesn't care. He's already there. He doesn't care about this cult. He's just interested in you. There's also a romance system in this game, which I didn't know until the very end of it.
Wow.
Because it's subtle and underplayed to the point of being pointless.
Like a Persona romance system, kind of? Or no?
I've never actually played Persona, but but the thing about it is that now it's once you know it's there, you can manipulate it to the point where you know which one you're romancing. But there's romantic partners, and when I got to the end of it, there was like a thing about this person that I'm supposed to love, and I was like, why is she there?
Yeah.
Because I didn't choose anybody. And it's so underplayed that it may as well not be there at all.
Right.
But the characters are fairly interesting. The setting is quite interesting. The main thing about it is that the Grand Soren is ruled by this guy, the Duke, who actually killed the dragon to begin with, but he does tend to resurrect.
Right.
Anyway, but it's a very interesting game, and I would say that people should go and try it out, if not buy it.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It does sound interesting, and from what you're telling me about it, but the reason why I love Dark Souls so much, and I sound like I'm the biggest Dark Souls fan in the world, it's probably one of my favorite games, but it's not everything to me. But I just find the lore is so intriguing in the sense that you have to seek it out, and that's kind of what I want from other games, because I don't know if you follow on YouTube Ian B.
No, I don't know if I know them.
Oh, well, we love the shit out of him. He's great. He does some fantastic stuff, and I just like he literally basically teaches like a university class on this stuff, and like he's just like, it's not a university class, but it's such a dense lecture every episode. When it's from the Dark series. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it.
It's about game theory, is it?
Yeah, kind of. So he is a game designer himself, but what he goes over specifically is just talking about all the lore and all the aspects involved of the game and kind of how everything fits and his take on it all. And like he's very knowledgeable on it because he was actually involved in the making of the Dark Souls 2 guidebook.
Oh, really?
And the Bloodborne guidebook. So he's very knowledgeable in those games, and he just breaks down the lore for me because it's really dense stuff, and it's just really, yeah, you don't notice it like your first time through. Like I didn't think there was a story to the game the first time.
No, really, me neither.
Yeah, so it's some interesting stuff indeed. But I maybe I'll check it out. You know, if it goes on sale, I'll absolutely pick it up. But because I'm a cheap bastard.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that I don't think at this point you want to get for full price.
Okay.
Even if full price is $19.99, it's really good, and I have played the shit out of it. But it's if you're looking for something that's commensurable to Dark Souls, it isn't. It just has some of those same elements, and it plays, as I say, it plays a lot like The Witcher 3.
Right.
In that it's a third person kind of thing, and the combat's quite difficult. It's not. But the problem is, it sometimes feels like you're helpless. Whereas in Dark Souls, every time you die, you can pinpoint what you did wrong.
Okay. So it feels unfair? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, in some cases it feels like, okay, well, the enemy was there and there's not much I could do. It's not even that you die, it's just that sometimes enemies have attacks that just pin you for a long time, which is frustrating and not fun.
Right.
Whereas with Dark Souls, you come into a skeleton that'll kick you off the fucking ledge, and it's your fault because you didn't see him.
Everyone talks about that, but you can see him. Well, he is there. You can see him.
Yeah, no, I know, but what I mean is, so it is your fault every time you die. You're like, okay, I didn't roll out of the way of Sif's attack, or you know, I didn't roll at all, or I didn't use my shield, or I didn't bring a shield, or I'm not strong enough.
Right.
And that's the thing about Dark Souls, because every time you die, it's always your fault. You know what you did wrong. Whereas in Dragon's Dogma, it does sometimes feel unfair. But the thing is, that's not necessarily disparaging of Dragon's Dogma, because most games are like that, and Dark Souls isn't, which kind of puts it above most games for me, because it does have that melding of story and the gameplay that complements it perfectly. Because the whole thing about hopelessness, it wouldn't make any sense if the game weren't ridiculously hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it definitely fits in with the theme, and it's I can't think of the specific word, ludo something. Anyway, we'll continue on. But speaking in the Souls-like series, have you seen any footage of Neo? It looks really interesting.
I've actually never heard of Neo before.
It kind of looks like oh god, what is that game? Anyway, you're kind of like a samurai, and it's very similar to the Dark Souls gameplay. So like not a Ninja Gaiden, but like a kind of like Yakuza vibe.
Or Onimusha.
Or something like Onimusha. That's the name of the game. Yes, kind of like that. It's very. I'll show you the video later. It looks
awesome.
It looks really intriguing.
So
now my question for you, because when I met you, I remember you were a hardcore Nintendo fanboy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, and whatever fanboy thing. It's fine. It's good. I've always been a big fan of PlayStation, but in the past couple years, I've just stopped caring. You know what I mean? A console's a console.
I kind of went to PlayStation myself as well, and then
exactly. But it's
PC,
like I don't know. I don't have any animosity towards anyone else for the console they play, and I think it's kind of silly that some people do. But that's
unless they're shitty about it. Unless they're like, well, fucking console peasants or shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, really, PC
don't even get me started on the whole PC Master Race.
Exactly
thing.
right. And
picked up a PC. I still don't see what all the fuss is about. Like
I do, but at the same time, I can pinpoint. No, you're being an asshole. Like it's
Exactly.
basically saying my toy is better than yours.
Yeah.
And it's because you pay so much for something, you want to feel like you made the right decision. It's entirely for you. It's not for someone else. Oh, you should switch to PC because you should switch to PC because that would make me feel better.
Exactly.
Anyway, sorry. I don't mean to ignite arguments in the comments.
That's quite all right. No, it's fine. So what I was gonna say is, how do you feel about Nintendo at this point?
You could, if you'd asked me that before they announced mobile gaming, whatever, I would have said all right. Now I would have.
So
said,
is NX the mobile gaming thing or no?
I'm not sure.
Is NX going to be the next console?
I just shut down because I own a phone and I do the games that are on phones are interesting, but they're not really video games. And I know that that is kind of an elitist thing, but I don't really think that Nintendo should be doing that. They're a game system. They're a game company rather, not a game system.
Yeah.
But what I would like to see them do is in their next console, not the next, but
Right.
is just actually try to compete with PlayStation and Xbox. To
So
have
move back
something
towards a more hardcore
and,
kind of.
and I mean the family thing is interesting, but I don't think it's working.
Yeah.
The Wii did. The Wii U hasn't really.
But I don't know if the Wii actually did work.
Well, I mean, in terms of sales, I remember. Do you remember when it was so incredibly hard to find?
Yes, I
That may have been
got one
that may have
first
been
Christmas.
artificial, though. That might have been an artificial
Yeah,
shortage.
could have been.
I don't actually know.
I
just
think
know
you
that-
and I both got ours at the same time, actually.
Yeah, I was going to get one. Actually, you managed to get one on Christmas. My dad had to kind of actually have a race with two teenagers in order to get
Really?
because he'd promised me one for Christmas, but he couldn't find one.
Oh,
So
the
he actually
teenagers
had
beat
to,
him in the race?
Yeah. No, he didn't.
Oh.
You wouldn't think
kicked
that.
their
looking at it.
asses.
You wouldn't think, but no, he managed to run faster than them. But yeah, and it was and I got it because I already had Super Smash Brothers Brawl, which is the reason I got
yes,
a Wii.
yes, yeah,
Just
okay.
like how Resident Evil 5 is the reason I got a PS3.
Yeah.
But it was so popular, and I think now that I think of it, it might have been an artificial shortage, like the Amiibos.
It could have been, yeah, but it is still a very well-selling console. But
is,
I don't know. I remember having my Wii and being like, "Oh, this is awesome" for about a year, and then the games kind of sucked
Well, they're shovelware based, and that's the thing about Nintendo's gimmicks.
because no one liked the Waggle.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
The waggle. Yeah, nobody
Yeah.
liked those, and in some cases it did well. Like I think Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess, which I saw you have, controls well. The problem is it doesn't need that. It could use a controller, and it would be fine.
It'd be perfectly fine.
Exactly.
with controller. Yeah.
and
It felt kind of shoehorned in there. Like it wasn't
yeah.
the Zelda experience that I want. I haven't played Skyward Sword. I heard
particularly
it was
because
better.
Link is right-handed.
Yeah.
But he's supposed to be left-handed, right? So,
Yeah.
But I actually haven't played Skyward Sword either. I've heard it's good.
Yeah, me
My
too.
friend Alec really likes it.
Yeah.
I've heard from Ego Raptor that it's not good, but I mean,
Whatever, it's the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I do want to play it, particularly because the Wii Motion Plus controller packages that are like knockoffs
Right.
are like $20.
Yeah.
So
then, what do you think of the Wii U?
my roommate has one, and I have played it a lot. And it's innovative, and I think it's a shame nobody bought it because, and I think the reason nobody bought it is because of Nintendo's atrocious naming scheme. And the fact that they have multiple versions of even consoles. They don't need that.
And I think it's a very underpowered system in comparison.
I'm not sure. It looks quite in comparison to say the Xbox 4 Xbox 4. Sorry,
That's okay.
that's far in the future. The
Yeah.
Xbox One and the PS4. It is quite underpowered. It's just
Yeah.
that it does look beautiful. If you play Xenoblade Chronicles X, for example,
Right.
which is in my opinion the best game I've ever played for that system, and
Wow.
one of the best games I played for a Nintendo. No, actually no. I was just, my mind was just flooded with all
That's
the really
okay.
good.
Yeah.
But
You're like, no, I'm not going to say that.
yeah,
take it
no,
back.
I realized. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's really good. The music, the overworld, the gameplay, the pretty much everything about it is fantastic. And the new Mario Brothers is all right. It's not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, from what I've played of it, I wouldn't say it's worth buying for full price. But
Right.
the Wii U, it suffers from the fact that it's named horribly. The Wii is not a great name. I don't think. I
It's
think the
not-
Nintendo Revolution would have been better. GameCube was all right. I think that might even be better than the Dolphin, which was its
Yeah,
prototype
exactly.
name.
Yeah.
But the Wii U, it just sounds like another version of the Wii, which is a problem because Nintendo does do that a lot. They do
Right.
make other versions. They have the Wii Mini, which I think only came out in Canada because test
The
sales
Wii
were so
Mini? I
bad.
didn't
Yeah,
know
it was
this.
a miniature version of the Wii. That's
Oh,
basically it. There's
that
there's
makes
the joke.
sense. Yeah.
And it only came out in Canada because test sales elsewhere were so bad.
Right.
It was test marketed here. And why do you need a smaller version of the same console unless it's
Yeah.
cheaper? And it's like the Game Boy Micro. Do you remember that one?
I do remember that one,
Yeah,
actually.
I think it was
yeah.
a Game Boy Advance Micro, and it didn't sell well.
The
because-
inferior version of the PSP Go.
Yeah,
Joking.
yeah, and that's the thing. They have so many versions of the same system, which
Yeah.
is why I don't think the Wii is selling well. Because unless they've seen the advertising or seen one played, I don't think many people realize that it is actually a separate system with different games.
Right. Yeah, and that's understandable.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
gamepad is actually really interesting, and I have this only on hearsay, but the one game I would have thought that it would be excellent for the gamepad because you can see what you're
Right.
doing when other people can't is Mario Party, but apparently the Mario Party on that system isn't very good.
Why?
I'm not sure. My roommate has played it. He doesn't
Yeah.
have it, but apparently. Actually, I don't know why he says it's not good. I forgot to ask. But
Right.
But
That's interesting.
One thing I think it would be good for is actually first-person shooters because I'm a horrifying screen looker. I can't stop myself. It's just like it's right there, and my peripheral vision, I just
Right.
see exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it would be great for first-person shooters. I don't know if there are any on that yet.
But realistically, I don't think many people are playing first-person shooter split screen anymore.
No,
so
not much.
it's probably a small market.
Right.
But a game that I heard did it kind of well was Zombie U, I believe it's called.
I've heard that's quite good. I haven't played it myself, but
Me neither.
I'm honestly kind of sick of zombies at this point.
Yeah, zombies are a little overplayed for sure.
And I mean, I did like them, and I still do like the kind of the genre. But the fact that it's a genre now, like zombie games, like on Steam, there's a tag zombie. Like
there is.
Which is interesting. I still love Left 4 Dead, and I've played it quite a lot. But it's just that I might not be holding the microphone.
That's okay.
But I think it is an overdone genre, and with Max Brooks' excellent books and the no rhyming intended, and the apparently not very good movie.
What are you talking about specifically?
Oh, sorry, World War Z.
Yes.
To the Canadians. But yeah, it is an overplayed genre, but Zombie U apparently was very good.
I heard it was good. Yeah, I'm a little overplayed, or I'm a little sick of zombies,
Me too.
to be honest.
Yeah.
And they're hopefully on their way out the door.
I would hope
I like
so.
something that the way like The Last of Us approached it.
Okay,
I thought it was
actually
interesting.
haven't played The Last of Us, but
God,
apparently I really have to. I've been told by
really
multiple people that I
should.
need to play that game.
Yeah, it's
because
fantastic.
apparently the story's really good.
Yeah.
And was that the one people call the Ellen Page simulator? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, but
it's not Ellen Page in the game, but yeah,
okay,
she was in Beyond Two Souls, which I played.
Right,
It was okay.
I saw the trailer for that. Isn't the one where like she's training with this dude and whatnot?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That looks alright.
Big stars are her and Willem Dafoe.
Oh, okay.
He's the bad guy in Spider-Man.
He's a bad guy in what?
Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man movie.
So
Green
he
Goblin.
is. Of course he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's an excellent actor, I think.
Yeah. He is.
And I do want to play that. I've only seen the trailer though, so
It's interesting. Did you play Heavy Rain at all?
I haven't. I was going to ask if it's like that. I know what Heavy Rain's like.
I don't think it's as good as Heavy Rain.
okay.
I think the way they decided to do the story, David Cage is an interesting guy, and apparently he did like 1,000-page script, like something insane like
Really?
that
Holy shit.
for the game. But it's told out of order, and it's very confusing to follow. And it's like, why the hell am I in this Navajo place? And it's so, I don't know. I found it very confusing. But apparently, they're re-releasing it on the PS4.
Oh, okay.
And they're adding it so that you can go like in chronological order.
Oh, okay. Because I mean,
So that it may
chronological
make
order when
sense.
it's not supposed to be. Like people have actually released a version of Pulp Fiction in chronological order, and
That'd
I
be
have no idea
interesting.
why. Because it ruins the movie. But anyway, but that is interesting. But I mean, if the chronological order in Heavy Rain actually feels disjointed, maybe that's a good.
Oh,
good
not
thing.
Heavy Rain, but in
Beyond
Two Souls. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In Heavy Rain, it's kind of it's a really fantastic story. I definitely recommend you check it out. It'd be like almost like a David Fincher film or something like that.
Okay.
Like it's quite good.
Yeah.
Quite good indeed.
Excellent. Yeah, no, that's not bad.
Yeah, man. I don't know what else. What's he got for me?
Let's see.
What time are we at here? Oh, yeah, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Did you like the Nintendo 64? Because that is actually one of my favorite consoles. I just want to hear what your
Oh
opinion
yeah,
was-
for sure.
was.
Yeah. You know what? I actually didn't own an N64 when they were really popular. My friend did, and I played it quite a bit, but there wasn't really anything I liked on it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. You mean anything you played that you liked, or because I mean, for me, the thing is, I owned that, and it was one of the most sublime consoles for me. Because the thing about I kind of skipped the SNES because I got an NES from my neighbors. My dad was like, I don't want him having video games, and then he was like, okay,
How'd that work
out? His worst fears came true.
Yeah,
and now I
exactly.
spend most of my time playing video games.
Yeah.
But I kind of skipped the SNES, and the SNES seems to be the system where everything kind of worked together perfectly, where the software met the hardware, and there was a great deal of talent at the time.
Yeah.
So every system seemed to have their kind of their apex. Oh, sorry, every series had kind of its apex on the SNES. But the N64 had some amazing titles. The first one I ever played was Kirby and the Crystal Shards, and I've always been a huge Kirby
that's
fan.
actually my favorite Kirby game.
It is an excellent,
good.
particularly because of the way that you can combine the powers. Like
You can do that
the
before.
fucking fridge. It's amazing.
The fridge.
The fridge is the
When I
most-
found that out, I was like, what? Like you feel like you discovered
And you can-
something.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many copy abilities, and they just don't tell you how they combine. So you can make, like, I think it's the fire and the lightning make like a Darth Maul lightsaber, right? And the fire and the spike, I think, make kind of like a fire sword you can kind of like throw, and then the what is it? The rock and the ice make you into we
We can go over combinations for days, man.
Exactly. Yeah, make you into a curling rock or whatever.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
It's
Yeah, it was
fantastic
ridiculous.
game.
It was foolish.
But one of my favorite games, I think, is actually Banjo-Tooie, which we talked about last night. Because I played that one first, and it's just I've never experienced anything like that. And 3D platformers, I think, are Well, I mean, to use a quote from JonTron, is lost genre of gaming's adolescence. You know, it's
Right.
you don't see them anymore, and I think
think you're going to.
yeah, ukulele.
Ukulele is probably going to bring on something more. I don't know, maybe.
I really, really want to see it. I hope it exists.
Yeah.
And I think it will at this point. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, it's
Now,
probably
I've
coming
been very closely following Star Citizen, but I don't know how much you.
What is Star Citizen? You talked about it last night. I was
right.
like, I know what that is.
Okay, Star Citizen. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
but Star
exactly.
Citizen is actually, it looks like, I mean, it's one of those things that looks like it's going to save everything that you loved. Is the idea. Like it's going to save gaming or going to save, like, it's basically what it is it's a, from what I've seen of it, it's almost like kind of ship combat, kind of space-wide economy.
Okay.
And it has an
like
enormous.
EVE Online or something?
I've actually never played that. But
okay,
it's basically it's like you have a ship that you start with in these and I think from what I remember, and I may be wrong, so you know, that it's massively online, and everybody has their own kind of ship, and you're all doing this thing in this gigantic galaxy. And
like No Man's Sky?
What is it?
No Man's Sky?
I feel like I've never played any games around you.
No, it's not even out. It's not even out yet. So you're good.
Okay,
yeah,
fair
okay.
enough. But I'm joking, by the way. I'm not actually offended.
That's okay.
And it seems that, and when you look at the trailers, you're like, oh my god, my PC can't handle this, and it's probably true because mine definitely couldn't. But it looks like it's going to be so immersive and have its own like full-fledged kind of galaxy, like Mass Effect.
Wow.
But you can actually, but it's actually kind of like first person. You go around in it.
That's a heavy promise, man.
It is. The thing is, that's
more promising than Destiny.
Yeah,
Bungie
and
couldn't even deliver on that. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
like,
and that's what I'm thinking. No worries. That's what I'm thinking because they've raised Star Citizen has raised, I think, more than anything. I don't even know if it's on Kickstarter. I think it might actually have its own fundraising.
How much has it raised? Do you know?
I think several $100 million at this point.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, exactly.
What?
That's what I'm thinking. At least it's raised over $1 million. I'm pretty sure it's raised over 10. I don't know if it's over 100, but it's something to the point where you would never expect a game to have that much because everybody's hoping for it so much, which is why I think it might disappoint people.
Yeah.
Because it can't be the shiny golden messiah that it claims to be.
Yeah.
It's but it still looks like it's going to be really good, and they do have an amazing website, and they release like different bits of footage of the development process every so often, and it looks like they're really invested in making sure it exists. So I think it will exist. I don't know if it'll be as good as it promises.
Yeah.
But I actually I'm going to upgrade my PC for the purpose of playing this
specifically
game.
for that.
Yeah. I mean, for obviously because the last night I came across a game I actually couldn't run properly, which is Ark Survival Evolved.
You told me about that.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's not a very interesting story. It's basically I came in across this game. I couldn't run it properly.
Yeah, it's like dinosaurs.
It is. Yeah, it is also the first one I pirated because I don't have the money for it at the moment.
Right. Ooh, you admitted to it.
I know exactly.
I wasn't going to say it.
Terrible.
But yeah.
No. And that's. But I think the thing is, it might have been a coding error. It might have been the fact that I got a shitty like pirated version.
You
of
may
it.
have. I was going to say that. Yeah.
The game is so beautiful because on the ultra high settings, there's no way my PC can run it. On the lower settings, it looks kind of like the lower settings of Spore, which is kind of like everything's clay and pastel.
Yeah, exactly. But you can run better looking games than that.
Oh
so,
yeah. I can run.
I think it's an optimization
I can run
issue.
Skyrim with 2K graphics mods and whatnot, and and I can run The Witcher 3 on.
Do you have 2K monitors?
No, that might. Yeah.
I get a kick out of that. When people are like, it can display in 4K.
I don't even know what
have the monitor.
I don't even know
it.
what 2K means, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh,
I know. That's
yeah,
that's what I figured. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's 1080p actually.
Yeah,
so
it's just the number of pixels and that. Yeah, Kevin
that
could tell
makes
you
sense.
all about it.
That makes sense. But I mean, I can play The Witcher 3 on ultra high with no worries.
Right. Yeah. No issues at all.
But that does look much better and has a higher draw distance, I think, than Ark. But Ark is such a goddamn beautiful game. When you it has.
Is there anything to do in it, or what is it?
The thing is, I started playing it, and I punched a Dilophosaurus or something, like one of those ones with the Ducky from Land Before Time.
Yes,
like that one.
Yes.
Punched one of those to death. I punched Ducky to death. Cute as she is.
Fucking monster.
I know, it's terrible. And then I harvested a bunch of bones from her. But the thing is, I couldn't spend much time on it before I went to work. But there's a lot of dinosaurs. You can build up a base, and it's mostly online.
Right.
I couldn't go online because I'm a dirty pirate. But But the thing about it is that you can build up a base, kind of like they come in like presets, kind of like in Fallout 4, I think.
Okay.
Is what I've been
so
told.
like Rust with dinosaurs.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And the idea is that you have this community of survivors, and you can actually ride these dinosaurs. You can ride like giant.
Oh, that sounds
they're
awesome.
also they're not just dinosaurs as well. There are giant eagles. There are dragons. I don't know what the actual story is, but you start out on a beach and you apparently don't know who you are. You have this like triangle thing on your wrist, and you look up, and this isn't actually prehistoric times. You see this giant monolith in the sky with like lights coming out, and it seems like an alien experiment kind of thing. That's my guess.
Oh, okay. Kind of sounds like Horizon Zero Dawn.
I've never played that, but
It's not out yet.
Okay, fair enough.
I talk about a lot of games that aren't out yet.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, but and I think there's some sort of twist to the story, but I know that there are dragons in that game as well.
Oh, wow.
And there are like megalodons and giant bosses like that, and then of course there are like the Tyrannosaurus Rexes and all that.
Right.
But you can tame them all, and you can ride them, and you can use them to attack other players. And at one point, my friend Mike, who I work with, was talking about how he's part of this group that has these like he has, what are they? Triceratops with like a ballista mounted on their backs and like catapults and whatnot.
Right.
And they used it to completely destroy another clan. And it seems like a really interesting game. Like you can have like raiding parties on the backs of velociraptors.
Oh,
which
wow,
sounds
wow.
Really cool.
That sounds awesome.
It does
Actually,
sound awesome. And the giant eagles, for example, can pick up other people's dinosaurs or other people and just like carry them away and then drop them. And
that sounds really funny.
It's pretty great.
That sounds good.
It sounds awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're gonna shut things down there.
All
You know
right.
what? I have to give you credit for something. I think you have the ability to produce enough text in like the shortest amount of time to probably kill someone, but that's okay.
Probably.
That's you know what? That's a talent.
Yeah.
And I thank you for it.
And
So
if
we're
I can
gonna
hone
take
that-
off. Anyway, night guys.
See you
Bye.
later.
North Koreans, they're doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust them.
Exactly. Jeez.
Oh shit, that was racist, wasn't it?